It's Jacob at nightwritershop.com. Open up a box for a customer. He wants me to build a Season 1 upper console. So it's from Victor. I won't put the address or anything. But also this came from, I'm not sure if it's KRW or what, but it says Paolo Sancono from Italy. Whoever that is, I'm not really sure. Okay. So I know Jupiter sells these as well, so this is not from Jupiter though. Okay, it's got a ground and a power wire here. And the other one says COM. And this is an IdeeGiniali. I think a few people sell his on their websites. They're like partnered up. There's the other board. Same thing. Positive and ground. And some switches, which I'm not even sure what these are for. Okay. I think he said that he had something else he wanted me to install as well. That's probably it. Kind of looks like an eject button. Yeah, I think it is an ejector. Like in the show when they had eject for the doors or whatever for the roof. And there's the number part where it counts up. Just hot and ground here. And then we got here the templates, and the templates are aluminum. Okay. And the big one goes to this one, and it's got the little, you know, intensity, tracking, range, seek, all this other wording that goes behind here. Let's take a look at that real quick. So this is just like piece of plastic. Kind of reminds me like the templates that Jupiter sells. So this would go right up in here. I'm not sure how that's supposed to stay there. I guess you're supposed to glue it on, I guess. Doesn't really have any adhesive or anything, so I guess epoxy it on there. And that goes over here just like that. Okay. And got this other templates here, and this one goes over that one, and it's just one piece. That one's for there. And let's see if there's anything else here. Oh, here's another. Okay, here's the template for this ejector thing right here. So I don't know where he wants to install this on the upper console, because I don't think this was on the upper console, but he wanted me to add it, which is fine. You can do whatever you want on your upper console. Yeah, so just let me know where you want this, because I have no clue where you want that installed. Vic. And I think that's it. So all this stuff looks like it's made by IdeeGiniali, as you can see right here. So you can order on their website. A couple other guys sell it too. I think KRW sells it on his website. I don't know if there's any price difference, but it is IdeeGiniali. And I'm getting better at saying IdeeGiniali, as you can see, because I've been saying it quite a bit. Alright, one more look at this. Got the little counter there. It scrolls up from like 1 to I don't even know. And then you got this one. I just kind of laid it on the board so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and then you got the eject left and eject right. Again, it's from IdeeGiniali. It does say I guess he picked the eject one, so they give you the eject cover. I don't know if this makes sounds or anything, because it doesn't say anything on it. It just says COM. It's got a COM wire there. There's two wires, hot and ground, and then it says COM. So I'm not sure what that goes to. But other than that, everything seems pretty self-explanatory. This one says COM 2 on it, hot ground COM. Not sure what the COM goes to. And you got it here. Unless it's for maybe, it can't be for tones. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask about that one, guys. And this one just says hot and ground. So COM, and that one says COM. So I'll have to figure out what that's for. And that's it. What else can I say about this? Like usual, it's just a template. Doesn't have really any way of mounting it that I can see. It fits over it perfectly, but yeah, not really sure how people mount this, because as you can see, it doesn't screw onto it, it just sits over it. And that's where a lot of manufacturers do the same thing. It's like no one's figured out a way to do it where it bolts on or whatever. So I'm going to have to figure out how you guys are installing these. Now the boards itself do have little holes for mounting. I'm assuming you could put a screw through the fiberglass long enough that it would go through those holes, and then possibly just fiberglass over the screw heads so you don't see them. That would work. But again, this thing, I don't know, unless you just smash it up on there and then bolt it up. But as you can see, that is covering the bolt line. So if you had this in front, that doesn't make any sense. This one's fine. This one clears it, but this side, not so much. You can see it's actually behind it. Oh, you can stop holding that. This one, yeah, this one is yeah, it's kind of in the way. You might have to trim it if you're gonna put a screw through there. And this one too. This one's hiding. You know, it's hiding on this side. You know, the screw holes. So and this one too a little bit. I'm assuming that's the way you mount it from the front with two screws. Yeah, so the boards definitely need to be trimmed if that's the way you're doing it. But I'll ask around, you guys. I'm going to post this on my Facebook, because I know a lot of Knight Rider guys on there probably have already gone through this. But let me know what you guys did to install your boards, because it looks like for me I will be doing the screw method from the front of the fiberglass and then glassing over the screw heads and going through that. But I'm going to have to trim this board on the edge a little bit, which I probably can, because it's a little bit bigger than what it needs to be. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on how you guys did your setup, so I can just get a couple more ideas on how I could do this. Alright, and on this thing, I don't see anything to stick this. It doesn't have any sticky tape on it or anything, but you can see how nice it's engraved out right here, which is pretty cool, because this fits in there real nice. But how do you guys usually install this? Do you guys just put epoxy on the outer border, which would be fine? I could do that, but it'd be nice if you guys print out some instructions, like, okay, this is how you do this. You know, all you have to do is write out like the card here epoxies into the back, or you can say you use double-sided tape, or whatever method you feel is the best that the customer should use. But you definitely need to tell people how this installs here, because I mean, I can figure it out with some epoxy or whatever, but a lot of people don't know how to use epoxy glue, and they don't know how to use, you know, they don't know how to do a lot of stuff, or they want to be told exactly how it's supposed to be done, because they don't want to screw up and then contact the vendor and then they go, oh, you're supposed to do it like this. But if you guys don't tell them how it's supposed to be done, you can't expect them just to figure it out. Some people are really, they want to know exactly how it's done step by step, and I'm one of those people. So if you do a simple how-to video, it just helps a lot by doing them. And this one's got screws here and here, so it's got the ones on the outside and a couple in the middle. So definitely you can't use those middle ones if you're going to use this piece in this place, unless you drill a hole through them. But then you would see the screws on the outside. But I guess it's not a big deal if you see the screws here, but it depends on your preference. Do you want to see screws there, or do you want them tucked away where you don't see them? But in order to use these ones, you'd have to drill a hole where those are through this piece. So a little research I got to do on this, but I'm impressed with the way they are. They look pretty nice. Just lacking a little instructions, and I'm not sure what the com's for. So if you guys can let me know what that is, because I have no clue what that's supposed to go to. Just a COM. And again, a simple instruction, you know, all you had to do is put, okay, 12 volts to 12 volts, ground to ground, and COM to whatever that goes to, which I'm not sure. And yeah, that's it. Other than that, it's really nice. Set's pretty good. I haven't really seen Jupiter's because I'm not really a season 1 upper console guy. I'm usually doing the 2-3 season uppers, so I never really built one of these. But I mean, it ain't much different. You're drilling out holes to fit this into your fiberglass. It's not a big deal to me. I'm just curious, how do you guys install this stuff? Because yeah, this is going to take some getting used to what's to do. I'm thinking if this goes up against the fiberglass and you cut this out, do you guys cut out a big hole, just a big hole out of the fiberglass, and then this goes over it and you see everything, or do you just drill out certain sections of it? That's another question. And I'm not very good at thinking stuff up in my head, guys. I'm a very hands-on guy, hands-on with my hands. Every time I try to think of stuff in my head, my brain doesn't I can't think too good in my head. Like, I'm not one of those guys who sits down and starts thinking in my head how to do something. I have to actually get it in my hand and start playing with it, and that's how I figure out how to do stuff. I'm not a very, you know, what would that be called? People that are really good in their minds, figuring out stuff in their heads. I don't know what they call them, but there's people like that. I'm not one of them. I'm a hands-on guy, and I like to do it. I like to be told the directions, and I don't like to guess and play little mind games on how it's done. It's just, I start getting brain farts when when I start thinking of how to do stuff in my head. So I have to literally get it in my hands and start looking at it and figure it out. So yeah, like once I have the fiberglass part made, I'll go and I'll take it to it and I'll go, okay, this is how it's done, you know. But thinking of it in my head, I just can't think of it what to do in my head until I actually get the parts together. But I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. And that's it for this one. The next video I'll be doing later on is installing this to an upper console Season 1 style.